Hey there, this is Nanashiv with a new deck profile video for 2016. It's not my deck we're going to be profiling this time, it's going to be my best friend's.
Delacruz of Delacruz Gaming.
And today we are going to be reviewing her fairy deck, correct?
That is correct. Of course, it's not all fairies, sadly, but it's majority fairy. I'm calling it problem solve because that's really what it does.
Let's get started.
We're going to get the one-of monsters out of the way. Caius, Thunder King YuGiOh, and Grand Mole. These are the problem solvers. They just stop the opponent from doing a lot of things. And the two ofs are going to be two Cyber Dragons to make Infinity if you need to. And some people actually do need to make Infinity now, more than ever.
Fair enough.
Now, here goes the fairies. Banishers of Radiance. If you summon this against, well, a pay-pay player, they kind of have to find a way around it without losing any resource whatsoever. So it hurts them a lot. So yeah, that's part one of the fairies, so to speak.
Alright.
And here's the main power of the deck, and that's Bountiful Artemis. Bountiful Artemis, anytime a counter attack activates, you draw a card.
So this is counter fairies.
Basically. But it answers literally everything.
Which explains the name.
Then we have one Voltanis, the Adjudicator. I prefer two, but one does just fine. If you look up the rulings, he does not target, so yeah. Basically, you tribute as many fairies on the field, on your side of the field as possible, and then pop that many cards.
But only when a counter trap is activated.
Oh, yes. You summon it straight from the hand whenever a counter trap is activated, and tribute all the monsters you control. And then the heart and soul of the deck that makes the deck even possible. Now, Ariande. This card is just stupid. Anytime you activate a counter trap, you literally pay no cost when it comes to discarding or paying life points. You just pay no cost. And anytime it's destroyed, doesn't matter if it's sent to the graveyard or banished pile, doesn't matter, which is why Banisher of Radiance is even in here. You just search, allocate 3 little counter traps, and then your opponent picks one. So your opponent picks their fate. And for searchers, we got Plotted Duality. That's our spells. And a really stupid card that actually I think is really good. Photon Veils. Really, really good card.
That lets you take 3 cards in your hand, put them back in your deck.
3 light monsters.
Right, light monsters.
So, like say if you have too many Ariandes, and you don't have a single if you don't have a single Artemis, you want to get Bountiful Artemis, you want to get Artemis as soon as possible. So you just search out your Bountiful Artemis. And that's basically the spells.
And then we get to the heart and soul of the deck, right?
Nothing but counter traps. The one-of counter traps we're running here are these main ones. These one-ofs are pretty fucking stupid. Spell Vanishing. You discard 2 cards from your hand, and then whenever spell's activated, and then your opponent basically destroys all the spells in their deck, hand, and deck and hand. Then we have the Huge Revolution's over. If you want to stop pay, there you go. Anytime something would activate destroys 2 or more cards, there you go. And it's no cost. Divine Wrath. Monster effect is activated. Negate, destroy it. You basically play this whenever they say Ignister. Wiretap, just because people also run counter traps. Drastic Drop Off. Kills pay as well. When they add a card, discard it.
Straight to the grave.
And best card ever, Solemn Warning. That's the one-ofs. Now we get to the 2-ofs, which are freaking awesome as well. Magic Drain, 2-of course. It's kind of stupid because even if they negate it by pitching a spell, you still get to draw a card off Battle of Artemis. 2 Grand Horde of Heaven. Oh yeah, I'm going to activate it, so you draw a card and I draw a card since I have Battle of Artemis on the field. Too good. Force Back. You don't want people playing the game? Play Force Back.
Sounds their normals.
Cash Back. That card is fucking stupid. I don't care what anyone says. This card is dumb. If they try and pay for anything, Solemn Warning, Instant Fusion, whatever they want to pay for, you say no. You just tell them straight up no, and it gets shuffled back into the deck, so they can't really pay for it again. If they're down to like 2,500 life points, then they activate Solemn Warning. And then the heart, and really the card that stops any deck cold turkey if they rely on spells a lot, Curse, Seal, the Forbidden Spell. God, this card, I want to use this card at 3 badly. In fact, I am going to. But right now, it's just really freaking good. Because if you play this against Cosmo, they have to scoop. They must, because they can't do anything now.
You hit that on their E-Tel or their field spell, they're dead.
Yes, either or, and they're freaking screwed. If you hit this on... the reason there's 2 is mainly because the third one, if you ever do run it, it can be good, but it can also be bad. Because...
it can dead draw?
You can dead draw it, and if you don't have an Ariande on your pendulum scale, and you can't discard your Photon Veil at the time, or if you can't discard your MST if you can use MST, then yeah, it can be a dead card. But I like it at 3. That's just me. And then we have the really stupid card that honestly I'm going to be using in literally every deck from now on. It's Forbidden Apocrypha. If your opponent controls 2 or more of the same monster from the extra deck, you just tell them, send it all to the graveyard.
So if they have 2 or more Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz?
Yep, doesn't matter. If it's Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz, and you say Xyz, if they have 2 Xyz or more, send them to the graveyard. Or if they have Synchros, send them to the graveyard. It's a Beal's answer. It's Clearwing Synchro Dragon answer. It's just good. I like it at 3 because it's freaking stupid as well. And then we go on to Extra deck. Extra deck, of course, is the 2 cards literally I was just talking about, Nova and Infinity. Ironically enough, I got Infinity before I got Nova. That's real smart, as you can tell. But Infinity and Nova, it's literally just to make protection plays. If you want to keep keep Infinity on the field, just have Nova. Just have him on the field as well as Banisher plus your counter traps in the back row. You'll keep Infinity on the field forever that way. And for the side deck, just 3 MST and whatever else that you want to use. I won't use 3 MST because it can be good just to pop your Ariande and then search out, as well as then activate your other Ariande and then pop it again, search out, and then do it again. You can literally get 3 searches in a turn if you use MST. And just set all that and then let your opponent just say scoop, because they can't fend off against so many counter traps like that. But yeah, that's basically the side deck, extra deck. But yeah, the deck is fairly consistent. James, if you can, please tell exactly what happened in our big free-for-all duel.
You literally dictated exactly what happened in that game. You did not let anyone do anything that was too broken, too stupid, or too fast. And in case you don't know, we actually have group duels with upwards of 6 to 8 players at any given time, sometimes more. And we always have at least one player that dictates who can and cannot make moves. Usually it's a Psy-Frame player or an Infinity player. But this time it was the counter trap player.
Literally, I was telling the Psy-Frame player what he could and could not do, because oh no, I'm sorry, that's a lie. I was telling the Pepe player what he could and could not do, because he kept trying to, well, he made Infinity, and I said if he does anything with Infinity that I don't like, I will negate and destroy him. And he tried to Wavering Eyes, and I said, I'm sorry, Curse Seal, no one could use Wavering Eyes for the entire duel, which let what was it, like 4 dead cards in 4 or 5 dead cards total. Yeah, so if you Curse Seal someone, you more or less won. Oh, and just to mention, Curse Seal does work on pendulum scales. If someone activates, say, I don't know, Plush Fire in their pendulum scale, and you say Curse Seal, no more Plush Fires can be played in their pendulum scales.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is because it's technically a spell at that point. So literally, they cannot activate Curse Seals in their pendulum spells anymore. Cashback, well, it's just a good card. If you ever use the card, use that card because it's really good. And if you dead draw with nothing but counter traps, you are no worse for wear because you can just sit on counter traps forever.
And that's the deck. So thanks for stopping by and being a guest on our channel here. And this is Nanashi signing out.